All right, welcome back. Let's get to this thing. So we're going to start cutting some joints in our leg, and that's what this video is going to be all about. So to do this, I'm going to actually start with the sides. So I'm going to cut out all the joints on the side piece. I'm going to project those joints onto this one and cut all those joints really fast. So I'm going to get rid of everything but the sides. Oh, but a few things to notice. In this corner where the ankle kind of is, I want that to be wood from the side view and not black tabs. So I'm going to put the cutouts over here and here and then up this side, but not in this corner. So that's something to know about that. So I'm going to turn the side, everything off but the sides. And then I'm going to do a quick boom, just like that. Create a sketch on the side. And now I'm going to, let's see. So on this side, I'm going to want to cut, I don't know what I'm going to want to do with that side. I'm going to focus on these two sides first. I think that'll be easier. So I'm going to take and draw a square here, a rectangle here, just anywhere on this side. I'll call it thickness, and then 1 centimeter, because that's what I've been using so far. And now I'm going to, I think I'm going to center this. I'm going to center it onto that one. So now it's centered on this edge. And now I'm going to create a rectangular pattern. And I'm going to come in here and grab these 3 sides. And I'm going to drag this pattern up to like there. Let me zoom in. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I want a little space left there at the top. And then I'm going to do it as this one, symmetric. And now I'm going to increase the number of them until it looks nice. I think that's right about there. Oh, 6 is not right. I'm going to do 7. I got to do an odd number because it counts the middle one. So you want 3 above, 3 below, and then the middle one for a total of 7. So you got to always use odd numbers when you're doing this work. The question I'm trying to figure out now is, do I want this to be wood or do I want it to be a cutaway on the side view? I think I can live with wood on that one. I might drag this in. No, I like it. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Well, something I'm noticing here though, actually, when I think about it, is maybe I don't like this. I'm going to go down to 5. Here's what I don't like. Let me show you. So I kind of want these tabs to match up across with the one on the front side, so it looks kind of symmetrical here. And I want this to be all wood and not cutaway. So right now, if it matched up, this would be a cutaway, and it would be cutaway here too. So I've got a couple options. What I think I'm going to do is just draw a line across all of here and then cut out the other ones. Leave this one as uncut out. Yeah, I'm going to try that. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. We may have to go down a blind route when we're doing some of this work. We won't always have it. I'm trying to move this. There it is. I'm trying to move this measurement down here so it's not confusing. All right, so now what I'm going to do is just draw a line. And I'm going to draw it from just some random place in the middle here all the way up to, I don't know, like just above this little angle right there. And now I'm going to make that line collinear because I want this line to be right on top of there. And then I'm going to grab this one, whoops, escape out of the collinear tool. I want to extend this up above so that I have that piece right there. If I have it down below like this, I'm selecting the whole piece. So I want to make sure that that's going above that one somewhere. And now I can start cutting kind of what I want in here. And then, yeah, so now I'm going to mirror this. So this is kind of the tricky part. I need to find the middle between these two. So I'm going to use some construction lines. And I'm just going to go right at this corner and go over to that edge. I'm going to find the middle of this line, and then I'm going to drag it down a little bit. Doesn't matter how far I drag down. What this is that gives me a mirror line. So it's like the mirror that I'm going to go across to do these. So now I'm going to do a mirror tool. I'm just going to mirror the ones I want. I want that one, that one, that, not that, not that one, that one, that one. That one, that one, this one, this one, this one. Now I don't need these because that would put them like right here in the middle of space. This is the last one I'm going to need right there, I think. And I'm going to say, okay, what? I got to select my mirror line first. So mirror them across this line. You can see I've got all these tabs right down. And you know what? Maybe I'm going to go back up here. Yeah, maybe I do need this and that last one, right? No, I don't need that last one right there. I'm going to do that one. And I'm going to click OK. And now let's see. So I don't like that, and here's why, is because I don't have the tabs up here, and to recreate this spacing up here is going to be a bit of a nuisance. So I'm going to actually do a Control Z to undo that mirror move. I'm going to get rid of this. Well, I'll leave it, doesn't really matter. So instead what I think I'm going to do is ooh, this is tough. I'm going to copy over one. I'm going to copy over this main one right here, and then I'm going to do that's what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to create the pattern on this side. So I'm still going to mirror. I'm going to come over here and mirror these 1, 2. Hold down the left key to get, because right now I'm highlighting this entire line. I want just the one little piece, that one little piece. So if you hold down the left click button, it'll bring up a menu that lets you select other things underneath it. Now I have all 4 things, and now I'm going to do my mirror line. Whoops, not that. I need to click on mirror line first and then select it, and now I've got that over there. Awesome. Now I can do a rectangular pattern tool on this side. I'm just going to redo that work that I did before, and this time I'm going to actually choose all 4 sides, and then I'm going to drag it up just below. Yeah, that looks right. 6 centimeters. It'd been good if I had written that down last time, but I didn't. So, and then let's see, symmetric. That looks good. And then I'm going to go up to, I want to say I did 7 before. And here's what the checkboxes mean. I don't know if we were using them before, but if I didn't want an extra one of these, like this one, I don't want a hole right there, I could just uncheck it. And now it's not going to put that one there, but it's going to do all the rest of them for me. And then I'm going to click OK. And again, I don't want to have this be a cutout. I want it to be the in-between sections that are cutouts. So I'm going to grab my line here, and I'm just going to draw, wait, actually, I need to get back in there. So I need to extend it more. I need to do like up here some too. So I actually, yeah, I need to redo it. So to redo it, I'm just going to Control Z out of that one. It's too confusing. And I'm going to do a rectangular pattern again. Here, 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 and here. Maybe I'm fighting too hard for this. I don't know. And now what I want to do, so I want to drag this one high enough up. So what I'm looking at is I'm trying to line up this one with that one the best I can. So let me zoom in here so I can see it a little better. And I'm looking at just below that line. So I'm just going to play with this number down a little bit until I get, so 8.1, it was 8.2, 8. Now I'm right. That looks like it's it. No, if you notice, like this is right below that grid line, and so is this one. So now that's lined up, and now I just need to increase the number until I get the right spacing for the rest of them. Oh, I need to do symmetric, sorry. Symmetric. 7, 8. That looks like that might be it. So directly across, yeah, so there's one directly. So those are directly across. This is such a nuisance. And then this one is extra. So I'm going to turn that one off. All right, now I'm going to click OK. And now I should have gotten it. Yeah, I think that's good. I think that's good. And I still need to do that one line going all the way across. And this one's easy because I can actually grab onto this corner right here and then just drag that line all the way up to like there, except I have the construction line on. Turn that off, escape. I'm going to highlight that construction line just made and turn the construction part off of it so that it's a solid line. I know this is brutal, but trust me, it's worth doing carefully. And then this next one, what we're going to do is we're going to create. So on the side piece, I like to have this corner actually, it looks pretty good like that. So I'm going to try and just create a couple of them on there and spread them out. So yeah, I'm going to create right in the corner. No, I'm not. I don't want to do it that way. Escape out of that, and then how do I want to do it? All right, so that's going to be thickness for sure, right? And then the width is going to be 1, and that's going to be the size of the, I don't know, cutout or something. I don't know. I'm lost at this point. I'm just going to put it in the middle and just get going. So here and here. Failed to resolve. Oh, I accidentally fixed it to the middle. So if you see this corner is right in the middle, and I didn't want that. So if I just click on that triangle that's fixing it, it's called a constraint. I hit delete, I can get rid of that triangle. My box is blue again, and now I can reposition it. So here and here, right there. So that's kind of an interesting thing to learn. And then I'm going to try to do a rectangular pattern, see how that looks. I'm going to do this one, this one, this one, that one, and I'm going to pull them out. I'm going to roughly center this one like right there in the middle of this, and then see what symmetric looks like. Oh, it's this one up here, symmetric. And yeah, that did not work well at all. What if I do more? Oops, 4. No. All right, that's what I thought. So I'm going to get rid of that center box. So I Controlled Z a few times to get rid of that center box. I want to just put 2 of them right on there. So I think I'm just going to draw the 1 centimeter holes. So right here, thickness, whoops, thickness, enter, tab, 1 centimeter. And then I'm just going to do another one next to it. And now I'm just going to space them manually. I'm just going to try and make them look nice. Because this is really just about aesthetics. And then I'm going to grab one more, and I'm going to put it over in here somewhere. And again, thickness, tab, 1, enter. And I do want, this is going to be like the ankle hole that's going to pop, like it's going to be a black part coming through. So I do want to center this one. So I'm going to get a construction line. I'm going to go right from that corner straight across to that edge. And now I can grab my center tool and I can say, take this box and center it on this line. And now that's centered. That looks nice. And then this one needs to move over a little bit. So I'm going to hit escape out of the centering tool. And I'm just going to drag this box over a little bit. I'm going to move these measurements inside the box so I can see better. and then move this one over into that box. And I'm just going to play around with them until I feel like I have something that looks pretty decent. And I'm thinking that looks pretty decent. All right, and now on the bottom, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to, oops, escape. Notice how when I went to the bottom, first of all, my construction line was on. Oh, maybe it wasn't. That's weird. I went and I actually accidentally started on the middle. You don't want to do that because that makes the box stuck to the middle. You want to just start some random location. And then I'm going to do thickness here, enter, and here 1 centimeter. And why is that coming up as construction? I'm going to Control Z to undo that. Turn off the construction. I don't know why it didn't look like it was on before. Again, just make a random box, thickness, and 1 centimeter. Good. And now what am I going to do with this one? So I want to line it up with, I think, this one. So I'm going to take this and say collinear. I'm going to say this one should line up with that one. Except it moved the wrong one, of course. Let me do it the other way now. Control Z to undo it. I'm going to go with this one, line up with that one, and then it moves the second one. Okay, that's good to know. And then I'm going to make another box. And I'm going to do thickness here. Whoops. Thickness here. And then I'm going to push D for dimensioning because I made the box before I did it, and do 1 centimeter there. And then I'm going to go here. I'm going to say take this one and then line this one up to that one, and it moves the second thing you click on. Escape to get out of that tool, collinear tool. I'm going to move these measurements over so I can see them better. And then maybe the same thing up here. Maybe I'm just going to do another box and just line these up. Thickness, and just let it be what it is. I'm going to do a collinear tool and say this one is where I want this one to line up with. And now it's fixed in place. Everyone's happy. And yeah, I think that's good. And now the front, I'm going to actually want the front of the toe to just kick out a little notch in the middle because I like this look. You can do it the opposite direction. It doesn't really matter. So I want to cut away the tops and the bottoms, leaving a 1 centimeter hole in the middle. So here again, thickness, 1 centimeter. This one I'm definitely going to center. And this is not the cut piece. This is the save piece. So I'm going to need to draw a line for the other one. So I'm just do a random line out here somewhere. And then I'm going to do the collinear tool. I'm going to say I want you lined up with you. And there it is. And I'm going to cut these two outside corners. And I'm going to cut all of these inside ones. Yep. And I'm going to leave that one and cut that. Okay, so now I just got to figure out what I'm going to cut. So I'm going to hit extrude. Here's where things, if they haven't been confusing yet, here's where they're about to kick up in some confusion. So I want to cut this one away, this one away. And again, this is all aesthetic. If you cut different ones, you cut random stuff, that's fine. I'm going to cut the holes here. So that's my piece of wood so far that I can see. And then I want this corner to be all like wood, not black, burnt stuff. So I'm going to start with that one. And I'm going to go up from there. And just doing every other one at that point. I'm going to cut that one away. You know what? Maybe I'm going to leave that one. I don't like that one being cut away. You can cut it away if you'd like. And then over here, I'm going to line this up. So I'm going to do this one. And again, I'm not going to cut this top. I'm going to leave that as an extra big piece of wood. And then there. I just think I'll like the look of that better. You may like the look of it a different way. And this one. And then... yeah, I think I'm going to cut that back little corner off too. I think that might look cool. And then I'm just going to extrude this. So the side's on, yep. So I'm going to extrude it a negative thickness. That goes into it, and I'm going to click OK. And oh my gosh, that was so much work. Awesome, but it looks terrific. Now the nice thing is we've cut a lot of joints, so we can actually use those joints to make the ones on the other side. We don't have to do that nightmare again. So what I do know is I want this to be exactly like that side. So I'm going to create a sketch on this side. I'm going to go over to the other side, push P for project, click on this surface like this, and then click, that was fine. Click OK. And then I want to flip it back over to the left side. And now I just need to extrude out all of these little rectangles. So extrude, I need to cut all of these out now. So that wasn't too bad. So taking some time on the first side maybe was worth it. Maybe. That was a pretty brutal process. Okay. So now I've got all those cut out. And now I just need to do a negative extrusion. So I need to extrude. Oh, I already have an extrude. I just need to do a negative thickness. Sorry. Negative thickness. And I'm doing negative because I want to go the opposite direction of the arrow. And there's that side. So awesome. Now I've got all this stuff cut. This part here is going to be problematic. We're going to have to figure out what to do about that, actually. Yeah, I'll do it later. And now let's take a look at, let's turn the rest of them on. Oh, that's a good sign. The bells are ringing now. So this side piece needs to cut this piece right here. So to do that, I'm just going to take everything else away, except the top of the foot and the sides. Those are the two things I'm going to leave on. So I'm going to cut this piece using this piece real quick. So I'm going to say, use the combine tool. The thing I'm going to cut is the target body. So I want to cut this piece. And the thing I'm going to cut with is the tool part, which is the side. And you can see it automatically cut all those joints in for me. So I'm going to say, yes, okay, thank you. And then I'm going to look around here on the back. Okay, everything looks good now. So it's cut in. If I move this piece now, and I move, nope, move. It does not want to select that piece. There it is. If I move this piece out of the way, we can see now it's got all the tabs cut in place for it to fit right in. So cancel that. And then now that one is done for now. I still need to cut the front of this top foot, and then the back of this top foot needs to get cut as well. So we'll do that in a second. And then let's see. Let's do the shin next. I'm going to turn the top of the foot off and just focus on the sides and the shin. Now, here's the weird thing. If I use this one to cut that one, I'm going to lose all of this up here. Well, let me show you what that does, and it's just so you can see. So if I do a combine tool and I say, hey, I'm going to cut the shin, and I'm going to use the sides to cut it, notice how it cuts away this top part. And we don't want that. We want that top part to cut the other one. So I'm going to actually need to create... Let's try some stuff. So I'm going to try and cut it in a different way than the combine tool. So I'm going to click on, I'm going to create a, nope, I want to do it on the front and the shin. I'm going to create a sketch on the shin. And what I'm going to do is try and project all these pieces onto the shin from this, from the sides. So I'm going to do a project command. And I think I'm going to try to do the body filter and just see what happens when I highlight onto here. So what that does is it does an outline of the body, but doesn't do all these little pieces on the inside. So I can't do that. So now I'm going to go to this and there. I'm going to have to do it this way. So I'm going to check here, here, all the places where I want holes to be. I think these are where the holes should be. I'll have to check that in a second. I just clicked on the wrong things. I just clicked on just those lines. Now I want to, right in the middle will give me the whole thing. And then I think that one and that one. Let me tip it and see. And I want more than that. I want Okay, so I have to remember I need to cut away this corners piece as well, right? And actually real quick, I'm gonna say okay to that for now. And I'm gonna move the shin. Or maybe I can't right now. Oh, I can see here. So this right here is the sort of tab out, and that's the tab. So I need a hole wherever these purple things are. So I'm just checking that because right here is going to be like a sticking out part. So I need a hole where the red things are. So that's good to know. And now I'm going to hide the sides because I don't need them anymore. And I need to cut a hole wherever one of those are. Is there supposed to be a big gap there? Sides. Okay, I'm trying to figure out if there's supposed to be this. Doesn't seem like there should be this gap here. So I'm going to finish my sketch because I actually want to move this piece out of the way and take a look at it to see what I'm lining up. So I'm going to move this piece straight out. Oh, that's where it gets weird again, isn't it? Okay, so I actually need there to be a hole here and then a hole everywhere but in this rectangle. So that's super confusing. So I need all of this to get cut out. Okay, so cancel the move. Let me help you with it. Okay, this is so complicated. So I need to edit the sketch because I closed the sketch. I need to edit it back out. And now what I need to do is, this is a hole that's going to come through. Then there'll be a space and then there needs to be a hole from this corner. So I'm going to project, and I want to project, yeah, this. Come on, buddy. This. Oh, that. I want that shape projected as well. And then once I get it, I want, yeah, I'm going to draw a line from here up, and then a line from here up. This is where things get confusing. This is going to need to be a piece of wood, so I don't want to cut that. I do want to cut this, this, oh wait, no, I need to do extrude first. So I'm going to do an E for extrude, and I'm going to cut away this, this, leave a piece of wood here, cut away, and then I need to have an opening here because there's going to be a tab from the side. There's actually a piece of wood here, so I need to cut that and that. Okay, and now I'm just going down side to side. Cutting away all of this. I'm going to hide the sides so I don't cut them on accident as well. And I need to actually cut that little chunk off. So I'm going to cancel this extrusion, actually take the sides off again. And now I'm going to just draw a line straight down from each of those so I can cut those as well. Escape, and then grab another line tool and come down this way to the edge and hit that one, escape. All right, now I'm going to extrude. Oh my God, this is so complicated. Sorry. And then I'm going to just, oh, that one didn't seal. All right, so cancel. This line didn't work well. So for some reason it doesn't like cut it. So there must be an opening there. So I'm going to do a coincidence tool. I'm going to say I want this point to be coincident with that line and this one coincident with that line. So that should be good. And now let's see if when we extrude, we actually can grab this. We can't. Cancel. I'm going to just delete that line now and see if we can start over and do another line. Okay, escape. And now when we extrude, hopefully we can grab, no. That is beyond me. I don't understand why that is. So what I'm going to do instead is grab a rectangle tool and just make the rectangle, you know, I'm just going to make it like ish big. And then I'm going to do a collinear tool and say go with that one. And hopefully that will have done it. Do the extrude tool. There we go. Now we've got it. I can extrude this one, this one. I don't know why it worked over here but didn't work over there. And then I'm just going to do every other one. And it's going to get hard at the top again to figure out which ones to do. But definitely all of these. And then, well, maybe it's not hard coming up this way because now it's just kind of in line. And then this gets cut away, that gets cut away. Good. And then I'm going to just do a negative thickness. Oh my gosh, that was so much work. And I'm going to say okay. Now I'm going to turn the sides back on. And I'm going to see what it looks like. So if I do a move command and I move the front forward, you can see it's fit in there like really nice. Like everything is right where it's supposed to be. Except at the top here, notice how this part should be all cut away for this piece of wood to fit into. So now we're going to do the cut, but I'm going to hit cancel here. We're going to do the cut. We're going to cut the sides with the front. So let's show you how that works. So I'm going to do a combine tool. And this time I'm going to target the cut on the side pieces. And I'm going to use the tool. It's going to be this front one. You can see this is the part it's all cutting out now. So now it should be nice and in there. And then that's what it looks like. So now we've got a little black thing, which is a little different than this one looks. You may have made yours differently, and that's fine too. All right, so I feel okay about that piece. And now we need to do the same thing on the back, which is going to be a tiny bit. No, we can do a projection from the front maybe, but not down here. Yeah, so starting with the sides probably wasn't a great idea after all. I thought it would be a really good idea and it turning out not to be. So I'm going to turn the calf on and I'm going to do that same thing. I'm going to project onto the calf the holes. I've got to cut the holes first because I need to actually use the back to cut the front, to cut the sides, I should say. Okay, so here I'm just going to create a sketch on here and then I'm going to project. Actually, I'm going to hide the calf right now so I can see what I'm projecting. I'm going to project this surface and then all of these high spots. So I need to cut holes in the calf for all these tabs. So that part will be easy. And then actually, do I want this on there? Yes. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to click OK. And then I'm going to rotate back around the back so I can see what I'm doing. I'm going to get rid of the sides. And now I'm going to take a line straight up from here to here. I can figure out what I'm going to do with that in a second. Okay. And then I'm going to bring the calf back and just take a look at it. Actually, I want, yeah, from there to there is the top of the calf anyway. Okay. Oh, maybe that line was already there. That wasn't necessary to put that. That was extra. I was being extra, as kids say these days. Yeah, that looks good. And now I'm just going to cut holes for all of these. So I'm going to extrude this, this, this. So this one was a little easier to figure out once I got the front figured out somewhat. Because I could then use that same technique. I think that one and that one gets cut. Yeah. And then I'm going to go make sure my sides are turned off. And I'm going to go negative thickness on the cut. And I'm going to click OK. What? All right. And now I'm going to turn, just to see if I got it right, I'm going to turn the sides on. I'm going to move the calf so I can see what's happening. I'm going to move the calf forward. And it looks like everything looks really good. Yeah, that looks great. Except I need to cut away this part. So this is where I'm going to actually use the calf to cut this little section of the back out. So I'm going to do the combine tool. I'm going to cut the sides, and I'm going to use the calf to cut them with. Keep my tool, and I'm going to say okay. And what that just did, let me show you real quick, is it cut in that little segment right there. So now the piece of wood can fit into that little groove that we just cut in there. And so I'm going to say okay. Oh no, I'm going to go Control Z to undo the move. I don't want to do that. All right, so we're so close now. Let's finish. Like, it's 35 minutes, but let's finish. I promise this leg will be easy to make the other leg. We're just going to do a mirror image of the whole object over on the other side. So it takes like 5 seconds to make the second one. This is the only one that's super brutal. But this one is super brutal. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make, I'm going to rotate back around. I want to make the top of the foot now. So I'm going to turn the calf off, and I'm going to do the top of the foot. And I have the sides already cut, which I can see. I just need to cut the front and the back. So I'm going to do a little 1 centimeter tab in the front, and then another one for the back. So let's do that real quick. So I'm going to create a sketch right on the top of the foot. I'm going to hide the side so I can see what I'm doing. I'm just going to make a little poking out tab in the front and back. So to do that, I'm going to take a rectangle anywhere on here. I'm going to do thickness on that side and 1 centimeter on that side. I'll do the same thing at the bottom, anywhere on here. Just try to avoid the middle so you don't fix it in place. And then 1 centimeter here. And now I'm going to use my centering tool. I'm going to center that one. And I'm going to center that one. And again, I don't want to cut this. I want to cut the 2 outside shoulders. So I need to put a line across there. So I'm going to just grab a random line, not like right in the middle, but any other random place. And then I'm going to collinear tool to line it up with that one. And then I'm going to grab and this one's actually right in this corner, is already lined up perfectly. So I'm just going to drag it from that corner to that corner. And now I'm going to do an extrude, and I'm going to cut those. And I'm going to cut those negative thickness. Okay. Awesome. Go back to my home view, turn the sides on. And now I need to cut the calf. So I've got this little knob sticking out through the calf. So I'm going to turn the calf on real quick. And I'm going to say, do a combine tool. We're going to target the calf using the top of the foot. It's going to cut that little hole in it and click OK. And now there's a hole cut into it. So that looks perfect. And now I just need to do, so that's the top of the foot is totally done. Yay! And now I need to do the bottom of the foot down here. So I'm going to turn the bottom foot on. And I forget what I've done to it yet. So I'm going to actually do a move command just to see what the bottom looks like right now. Okay, so I've done nothing to it. So first thing I'm going to do is use the sides to cut in the joints. So I'm going to say here, do a combine tool. I'm going to cut I'm going to just come over here and grab it. The bottom of the foot using the side of the foot. And you can see what it's cutting in there. So I'm going to say, okay. Now I still need to cut the back of the foot and the front of the foot, just like I did the top. So what I'm actually going to do is create a sketch. I'm going to hide the sides real quick and the calf. I'm going to create a sketch here. And then I'm going to click here. I'm going to say, I want to project the shape of this one on there and click OK. And then finish sketch. And then I'm going to go back to the bottom so I can see my sketch well. I'm going to hide the top of the foot. And then I'm just going to come in and extrude these because I just projected the same shape. So there and there. That way I get exactly the same thing and it's quick. And I'm going to do a negative thickness. Okay. Now I've got that done. I'm going to turn on everything this time. So I think I'm ready to finish. And I got to remind myself the bottom's not done yet. And you still need to cut this back joint. So here I'm going to do a combine tool. I'm going to cut the calf using the bottom of the foot. I'm going to say, okay, just cut that little chunk in there. And then Okay, now I gotta cut the toe. Right now, if I move the toe out of the way, the toe is not done, so cancel. So I'm gonna actually do a target. I'm gonna target this, and now I can select multiple things. I wanna cut it with the sides, the top, and the bottom of the foot. I wanna cut it with all four. You can see what the shape it just made. And I'm gonna say yes, okay. That should be a done foot. Before we move on, oh, no, it is not. I see something wrong. Before we move on, though, we should check to make sure everything is right. That we haven't made a mistake and missed something. Because if you print this, you make this, and it doesn't fit together because there's the woods overlapping, it's just a huge problem. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move the shin off. So I'm going to click on the M, and I'm going to go find the shin. And I'm going to move it straight this way. And that's something I noticed. Look at the bottom. So the sides look good. This is going to fit right in this little opening. All these match up. But this bottom is supposed to be jointed with that. So I need to actually create a little notch in the bottom to go into the top of the foot. The bottom of the shin, I should say. I'm going to cancel that. I'm going to turn everything off but the shin. And I'll show you what I mean. So actually I'm going to leave the top of the foot on so you can see. See how these two are going together? And this should have a little tab cut into it to go into the top of the foot. So I'm going to turn the top of the foot off temporarily. I'm going to create a sketch on this one. And just like before, I'm going to grab this rectangle tool. I'm going to do thickness, 1 centimeter. I'm going to center that using my centering tool. And then I'm going to draw a random line up here somewhere. And then I'm going to use my collinear to line up this line with that one. So now I can cut these two outside ones away and leave the middle one. So I'm going to extrude the two outside ones, negative thickness because I want to go into it, and then click OK. Now I've got that little tab cut. I can turn the top of the foot back on. You can see where it's supposed to be in there and it's not. So I'm going to do a combine tool. I'm going to cut the bottom with the calf, or the top of the foot with the calf, and I'm going to click OK. And now when I move this, let me turn everything back on before I make the move so we can see everything at once. Now when I move the shin, I'm going to grab this arrow right there. When I move the shin, now you can see there's a hole and a tab to fit into. So that's going to be a really strong joint right through here with all those joints in it. So that one's good. It's good on all four sides. So I'm going to cancel that one. Oh. Okay, awesome. Turn all those back on. And now I'm going to do a move command for every one of my sides. I'm just going to go and inspect them and make sure that all four sides are cut on both of them. So here I see the 4 tabs sticking in, and those are out. So that's all good. So I'm going to cancel that one. I'm going to move the side, and I'm going to drag it maybe like over here somewhere. And this one I'm going to take some time on. So all these look good. I'm just looking for spacing, seeing if there's a missing hole somewhere. And then, so this one's going to fit nicely into that little slot. The back one into that slot. I think those all look good. So now I'm going to check this side, make sure that there's like, yeah, so it's cut away there. Just going to try and find a mistake. If you find a mistake now, you can fix it. If you find a mistake after you cut the wood, you've got to like sand off one of the tabs or do some hard work later. So that one looked good. Cancel. I'm going to check the bottom of the foot real quick. So I'm going to do an M for move. I'm going to click the bottom of the foot. I'm just going to grab it, move it out of the way. And I'm seeing all the tabs there. And I'm seeing all the tabs there. That one looks good. Okay, so I think that's everything I checked. So that foot is done. Woo! We've spent a lot of time to make one foot. Hang in there. We're getting close, actually. Well, we're not, but that's okay.